obviously. God just
Fun PC fact of the day for chat. That little spinning wheel animation you see when something is loading is called a throbber.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I know about the cross there. I have one leg up. No Diddy. I just have one leg up. It's not officially crossed, but yeah, I do have one leg up. I know you could probably see it in the camera. Yeah, I try not to actually have my legs like cross. Man, when I was in the hospital the first time, because it is a bad habit I had just in general. So when I would do it in the hospital, the nurses would like get upset. They did. One would actually is a Filipino lady. She would actually like hit my leg. Like, don't do that, because Filipino nurses automatically become your mom. There's no option to that. You're not getting out of that. They're your mom now. So yeah, she used to like she would check. She would lift my blanket up too to check, because I don't sit with my legs cross as much as I used to. It still happens once in a while. It's kind of hard. Sometimes I do, like, I lift my leg up. Yeah, it's definitely bad habits. It's a terrible habit. Question: if it's too personal, then tell me. But have you ever gotten a blood clot? Like, has that actually ever happened? Because I'm always nervous about that. Like, I got the seatbelt on. It's funny because I have a clot. Not funny. I have a clot somewhere in my chest. They said that as long as it doesn't move, I'm okay. But I don't like it. It needs to get up out of there, B. What? I gotta watch this.
Top 3 biggest frauds in history.
Oh, okay.
3. Napoleon Bonaparte.
There's nothing we can do.
2. Charles Ponzi.
Oh, that's where Ponzi scheme's from.
1. Goju Satoru. Okay, class, today.
Well, I'm not catching that one. I have not. It's a fear developed after someone that used to be in the raid team with me on the weather or cry for one. The night prior, he was talking to another member and felt sick, and next morning he passed. Damn, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. So it's texting me. Yeah, nah, I feel you on that. I'm very I had a friend crash and he passed, and I'm like very big on like seatbelts and stuff in my car, because I've definitely been hit in accidents, and he can't. Yeah, I don't know. That's the whole weird. I was just talking to my therapist about that today. Like, that's the whole weird thing about just having a heart condition and stuff, because it's like anything could happen, but it's like, are you gonna live your life like that, or are you gonna heart attacks and clots are a huge part of my anxiety. The amount of times I've gone to hospital thinking I'm having a heart attack is crazy. Oh yeah, and there's nothing worse than having heart problems. Obviously we know this. There's nothing worse than having heart problems and then your anxiety is like, hey, you might be having a heart attack, bro. I've been having pain on my, like, I don't know if you were here, if the day I left stream early, I was having pain on the left side of my heart. It was like subtle pain. I laid down and I told myself if I kept feeling it, I'm gonna go to the hospital. Fortunately, I took a nap and it stopped, so I was thankful for that. So the crazy part is, I don't think I took my water meds to clear out the water. So I think that's what was going on. I think my heart was probably just having a hard time, just beating as normal, because there's probably too much fluid on me. I might have just drank too much water or whatever the day before. I took pills, the water pills, and then I took a nap and I felt better. Keep a diary or something on your phone where you mark it off or you take it. Well, I have the little divider thing, like the day divider thing, and then I keep my water pills in a separate little case. But sometimes I just get sidetracked, and everything's in my calendar. No, you're not bossing me around. We're having a conversation. You can relate to what I'm talking about, so, which is a very small group of people. I talked to my uncle today. This is the funny part about having a heart, any type of heart diagnosis, right? Either people think you're a drug addict or they think you're like the most terrible eater. I'm literally talking to my uncle. He's fighting cancer. I have this heart, and I tell him, I'm like, he's like, how's everything going? I'm like, just trying to, I haven't talked to him in years. So I'm like, just trying to rebuild after my heart attack. And the first thing he says is like, yeah, you can't be eating all this fried food and da-da-da. And I'm just like, all right, man, I'm glad you're doing well too, my nigga. Like, it's like, what do I do with this shit? Like, bro, everybody thinks I just have like the worst eating habits, and I was just out here doing drugs. Like, it can't be, oh yeah, you were just born with a bad heart. My doctor already told me, like, My heart has so much damage on it. There's no way it happened from me just eating. Like, it's no way. So it's just like I've been dealing with this for years. If I would have caught it, as a kid, I would be okay now, but that's not what happened. So yeah, he should have hit him with the same stuff. People say garbage food causes cancer. It probably, you never know, because my mom does. It's weird. That's another thing. My mom said there's no history of cancer in any of her parents, and they share the same dad, I believe. So I don't know. No, no, no. I think they share the same mom and dad. So I don't know. But he did make a comment saying, like, the amount of shit that's going on these days in the world, you really got to wonder if it's real or not. And I feel him on that because it's just like, I'm 35, and for him to hear that I have a fucking heart attack, you're like, what the fuck? Like, how do you have a heart attack? But once again, I drew a shitty card. That's just life. Because I was beating up myself too. I thought I was eating the worst, and my diet hasn't changed much. So the fact that I weighed 240 and now I weigh 185 is just like, yeah, I don't think I was eating that bad if you look back on it. Because I definitely took out fried foods a long time ago. I haven't been eating fried foods for how long now? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just, well, it's really due to fear, right? Because when I first was in the hospital, they were giving me months to live. I didn't share that with a lot of people. They were giving me months to live, so the conversation was months. Like, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna have months to live with this heart, maybe, and you're gonna have a transplant." So the whole goal was to be on the transplant list, and they were putting me on the transplant list. I was doing all the paperwork and all that stuff, and da da da. And then my heart started to get a little bit stronger. So now I'm not on the transplant list anymore. They definitely took me off that bitch. And so, but I am being closely watched. So, but yeah, it's just funny. People are always like, "Oh, your food, the food, the food." Like, but they don't even know how I eat. Like, nobody asks how I eat. I've never been a big person. That's the crazy part. I just started to get big when my heart started to fail. If I think about when all the pain and all that stuff started happening, that was like in 2017, and I went to the doctor to go get it checked, and the doctor just said I had he said I had heartburn, and I'm like, I said, why can't I remember the fucking name of it? This is how long it's been. But yeah, that shit that makes your chest burn or whatever. Oh yeah, acid reflux. Thank you so much. Shouts out to Evil again. Yeah, so he said I had acid reflux. He didn't even like check anything else. He did mention that my cholesterol was getting high, but he didn't say it was like, oh, well, he said you don't have to worry about it, just change your eating. So I did change my eating. But the problem is my cholesterol produces so fast that it didn't matter if I changed my eating or not. And my heart was already being attacked that whole time. So years later, when I had the heart attack, my heart was just tired. It was fighting for so long. And I think this is the first time my heart has had relief since I've been a teen. So that's why it's kind of like rebuilding itself. And I'm at 20%, which is still like life or death low, but it's better than being dead. So yep. But yeah, I'm definitely thankful for where I'm at and how things are going. Because like the great saying says, it can always be a lot worse. This mic stand is cool and all, but this mic is not heavy enough to get it to stay. I gotta fix it again.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how homophobic are you?
1.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how sexist are you?
Yeah, I'd say 1.